Welcome back to Simbright Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. So in this class I'll be showing you how to make a simple kaftan butterfly dress. So this simple kaftan butterfly dress, I'm making it for a plus size. Okay, so I've already drafted, and this is my shoulder line, and I've taken the natural neckline, dropped my shoulder by 1 inch, gotten my chest, my waist, my hip, and the knee line. Okay, so this knee line, I came up 4 inches from the natural knee line, and this is my center front breast. Okay, so right now I'm going to take the measurement from my shoulder to the desired length of my sleeve for my kaftan dress. So this is by choice. So for this, I have 11 inches on my paper. So if you want the kaftan butterfly to stop just at the elbow line, you can go from here to here by 13 inches. But for this class, I'll pretend using this as my the length of my dress. So from there, I'm going to drop my shoulder, that is on the sleeve line. Then I'll connect from that point to I connected to the natural neckline, as you can see. So this is my the slant line for my kaftan. Then from here, which is the center front on the chest line, I'm going to take my bust circumference, divide by 4. So my bust circumference divided by 4 is 11 and a half. So I'm going to also take my waist circumference divided by 4. So I'll have to check on my record where I have the waist divided by 4. So the waist height I'm working with here is 43. Okay, or let me say 44 divided by 4. Here I have 11. Okay, so I'll quickly connect what I have here first. I'm connecting it from here to here to get the actual or desired shape. And then I'll come over to the hip. So the hip I'm working with also is 46. Okay, so hip is 46 as well. So coming over to the hip now, I'll come on the hip line and measure hip divided by 46 divided by 4. So I've already made that mark. So I can just come in with my hip curve to get my curve accurately. So you can see the hip curve gives you an accurate curve. Okay, so at that point I can place my ruler here to connect. Alright, so that is done. So for this particular kaftan dress, there is nothing like making it pencil or whatever. On the knee line, I'll measure my hip divided by 4, and on the hem, I'll also measure my hip divided by 4. So I'm using what I have on the length of this paper for my, as you can see. Okay, so I've connected it. So the next thing I want to do, since we are making a kaftan butterfly gown, so we don't need to have this fitted, because the pattern I'm going to cut right now, that is what I'm going to place right on the dress. I'm going to place it right on the dress. Of course, you are going to see how we are going to place it, and we'll use it to shape in the dress. So I'll be adding my ease. So it depends on how free you want the kaftan dress to be. So if you want it to be that free, I'll add 1 inch, or if I add 1 inch, it means I'm adding 4 inches to the as is. If I add 1 inch, it means I'm adding 4 inches, 4 inches. That is if I add 1 inch. So if you want it to be a little more freer, of course I want it a little more freer, so let me do 1.5, so I will know I'm adding 6 inches to my kaftan dress. So I just simply do this, add 1.5. So what I'm doing now is to reconnect. You can see the ease here, okay? So this is ease to the block. So from here, I'll reconnect my line. I'll come back with my hip curve. So I'll just go ahead now and connect this. Can you see? So it's as simple as that. So right away, I'm going to cut what I have now on my pattern. So I'm cutting my pattern right away. So I'm going to cut it from the ease. So this part I'm cutting right now, that is the part I'm going to drop. So I'll just cut this part straight like this, okay? So I know why I did this. Then I'll cut from here. Then I want you to note that what I'm working with here is both for center front and center back. So since I'm working for both center front and center back, already I have my neckline. In fact, I did 4x4, okay? Then later I can go ahead and increase. So for the back neckline, I'm going to do 2.5. So this 2.5, I'll quickly connect it. So I will still have to adjust this. I don't want to be quick to making creating the neckline, okay? So at the end of the day, we don't get, it depends on the fabric you are going to use as well. So I'm just trying to place my pattern ruler to give me a desired neckline. So since I'm working on the back, I'm going to cut I will use the back to cut. So this is what I have on the back. So after cutting everything back, I'll go ahead and cut the front. So you will see how I'm going to make this adjustment. So I'll be able to Alright, lovely people, so that is that, and that is what we are going to work with for our kaftan dress. So here I'm using a crepe fabric for it, and this crepe fabric I'm going to lay the right side, okay? So I'll take off my pattern now, and I'll be showing you how I'm going to lay this. Like I said, it's a kaftan dress, so since it's a kaftan dress, I'm going to lay it 2 times of it. So by the time I fold 2 times, I'm folding 2 times, that's our place of fold. Then the next I'm going to also place, I'm working with 3 yards of crepe, okay? So it's actually a light crepe and the fabric is actually nice. So I'll just go ahead and lay this now, and I'll also lay it again. Okay, so I'm laying it again, and once I lay it again, I will have these two center front and center back unfold. Then I'll place my pattern, trim off my neckline. If I wish, I can go with the slanted cut into the slant. If I wish, I can just cut into the neckline. Okay, so it depends on what I actually want. So let me quickly cut it for you to see. So now I'm done cutting, and you can see how I cut. I have to place my pattern. Like I said, it's a butterfly kaftan, so I have to place my pattern on the folded side. I folded the center front and the center back, so I've added 0.5 inch to the back neckline. So by the time I'm done sewing this dress, then I'll create the front neckline deeper than the back neckline. So I also extended the length of the dress, as you can see, okay, to the floor level. So right now I'm going over to sew the seam lines. Okay, then after sewing the seam line, I'll also show you how to place and shaping to get your butterfly effectively. Then we'll go over to the neck. Alright, so right now I've joined the sides, okay, of the neckline. You can see me, I've joined the sides and I've given it a good press as well. So this is the neckline we had for the back. Okay, 4 by 2.5. That is 4 by width and 2.5 by depth. So right now I want to increase the neckline to 4.5. Okay, so working with fabric like crepe, especially for kaftan, I don't like to use my neckline directly. Okay, so I use a smaller neckline and test if it's too wide, because some fabric expand, especially this soft fabric. They are not like Ankara and other thick fabric, which can give you exactly your neckline after cutting your desired neckline. So what I'm doing here is trying to put my neckline together. Like I said, I want to increase it. So in increasing my neckline right now, I'm going to pin the one I've cut with the shoulder seam line running to the sleeve. I'm going to put them together so it does not shift or wobble. Okay, so I make sure I arrange it accordingly. So here I've arranged it appropriately. So now I want to take the measurement of an additional 0.5. So I'll take additional 0.5, and then I'll also bring it down additionally 1 inch. Okay, so that is for the front, for the back neckline. So I just cut. I'm using my discretion to cut. So you can also put your ruler here to cut. Alright, so what I have here now is okay for my back neckline. So I'm done cutting the back neckline. So I'll open it up to see how wide I have it. So you can see. So like I said, using soft fabrics is usually very, very wide. Okay, so that's why I have to do small, then expand little by little. So as I keep cutting, I keep testing to see the wideness. So if you are using, if you say I want to use 4.5 by 4.5. Using this crepe fabric, you see your neckline so wide. Okay, so it's good you start from 4 by 2.5. Then later you can also cut it off and trim it off, just like I've just done on this. So I think I'm good with what I have. My neckline for front and back is going to be the same, and it does not affect anything. So it's not every time you have the front deeper than the back, they can also be the same. So I'm going in to my machine now to sew with my bias. Okay, so if you don't know how to use your bias, I have a detailed video on this channel on how to sew in your bias. You can check it out. So I'm going to do this off camera right now. Give it a good press, and I'll be back to show you how to close up this dress to form the butterfly kaftan gown. Now I've placed my pattern, as you can see right here, and I've actually made my mark. So if you look, you can see I took the shape of the gown. Okay, so I'm going to stitch the both front and back together to get this shape. So I kept this on one side, and I'm going to turn it to the other side now. So I've also turned it to this other side, and I've marked, as you can see. So I marked the side of the pattern on the dress. So now I'm going to stitch them together. Now I'm done sewing the butterfly dress. So you can see my stitches started from the point I marked, and I took the shape of the gown. Okay, so the rest of what I have here is the butterfly. Can you see? So now I want to embellish it, because the dress is actually very plain, as you can see. So I'll just go ahead and use my applique to embellish. So to embellish, I'm going to use my uhu gum to embellish this dress. So I'll just go ahead and insert my pepper below. So I'm actually going to use enough of it. So I'm inserting this pepper below because I don't want the gum to get to the other part of the dress, since I've sewn the both already. So I'll just go ahead and make sure I have it on the part I want to embellish. So I'll just adjust, and then I can go ahead and lay my gum. So this is my applique. So I'll just go ahead and touch my uhu gum. You can see where I'm touching my uhu gum. So when you are doing this, please just make sure your gum is only on where you have the thickness and the patches. Okay, so I'll give it some time to dry. So now I've given it some time to dry, so I'll just be very careful with my embellishment. So I'll just go ahead and place my, I'm trying to position it in a way it comes out nice and fine for me. So I'll just go ahead and either put it this way or put it that way. So I can just go ahead and do this. Okay. So I still have my pepper below. So as with my pepper below, I'll still go ahead and alright people, so that's how we come to the end of this simple kaftan dress, and I believe you learned a lot once again. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you for coming, and see you in the next class. Bye.